What is the most quintessential era of James Bond? You have to argue very hard not to say the original era of the movies, which is the 1960s, of course, starting off with Doctor No and Goldfinger and those classic films. But we're going to jump into the 6 decades of 007 Bond films of the 60s, Silverproof Coin, and we're going to take a look. So, first of all, the box. You've obviously got Doctor No, Goldfinger, You Only Live Twice, From Russia with Love, On Her Majesty's Secret Service, and Thunderball. All iconic Connery films, apart from On Her Majesty's Secret Service, which, if I'm not mistaken, was George Lazenby. Prove me wrong. I think it was George Lazenby. Anyway, so yeah, we're going to jump in and find out. Let's get this bad boy out. Old 007 logo, the original design, 6 decades, 1960s. Obviously, you know, an icon for the ages here. You know, Sean Connery is probably up there as the great Bond. People will probably argue Daniel Craig is up there. Everyone's got their favourite Bond, but Sean Connery definitely is a name that springs to mind. If you were to be asked to name a James Bond, Sean Connery would probably be on the top list. People from today's generation would say Daniel Craig, obviously, but yep, defined in a decade, a bit about all of the films. Okay, now, what else have we got? Now, pay attention. So, we're obviously talking about Q there. So, let's have a look at what else we have in here. End of an era. So, this is it. This is about You Only Live Twice, and then it obviously went to George Lazenby on Her Majesty's Secret Service. So, we're taking a look at the design here. Obviously, it's a gyrocopter from You Only Live Twice. That's pretty cool. So yeah, so the gyrocopter and Bond Declassified. The actor that appears in 007 in the original gun barrel sequence isn't actually Sean Connery, but stuntman Bob Simmons. Sean Connery didn't appear in the opening sequence until Thunderball. There we go, interesting fact. Prior to settling on Sean Connery, a number of actors were considered for the role of James Bond, including Cary Grant and future Sir Roger Moore. Timothy Dalton was offered the role of Bond following Sean Connery's departure, but turned it down because he was too young. Eventually took it up again in 87 when he was 41. There we go. In 1961, President John F. Kennedy named From Russia with Love his favourite novel. Coincidentally, the movie version was reportedly the last film he saw before his death. There we go. More facts. Interesting, useless facts about James Bond. So let's jump straight into the coin. I have number 683 of the 2023 UK 1 ounce silverproof coin. And it's £2, 909 silver. The weight and diameter for a 1 ounce coin are pretty standard. Obviously, we've got the king on the back, Martin Jennings, and the Bond designer of the gyrocopter was Matt Dent and Christian Davis. Proof 4000-007. There we go. Anyway, onto the coin. So here we go. It's a pretty good coin. I like the 007 in the bottom. I'm not sure they all have the 007 in the bottom. If they didn't, they should. I'm going to have to double check that, but I think some of them were missing it. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. And in fact, I'm checking it right now, and yeah, it is there. I just didn't remember. So anyway, they all say that. They've all got the classic Bond halo around the outside for the scope. And yeah, that's this one's okay. This one's a pretty good rendition of it, actually. If you catch it in the right light, it looks really good. I don't know whether or not the Thunderball jetpack would have been more iconic for the 60s with me for that. I think that one would have been good, or maybe they could have gone down the Aston Martin route, although maybe there would be some IP issues with that and having to get Aston Martin involved. But anyway, either way, it's a nice coin. So yeah, so I guess, what film was that from again? That was from I believe it was from was it You Only Live Twice, or was it Never Say Never? I can't remember. It was from You Only Live Twice. It was Little Nelly. So that's Little Nelly the gyrocopter. So yeah, so this is the detail on it's great. The Bond logo does pop on this one, and obviously that's the new one for the original one. So I overall I like this one. I just feel like they could have chosen something like the Thunderball jetpack instead. I would have thought that would have been better. Anyway, never mind. I've done all of the reviews now on this so far. We've gone backwards in time, and we're going to end up having to jump to the 2000s next, because I think that's the one that's due next. So anyway, we'll see.